Hi, Myra with Boutique Paint. Hope y'all survived the holidays. It's January. It's cold. It's miserable. And of course, we're still stuck in our houses. So let's do some crafting. I'm making earrings today. I'm trying to see. I have the camera kind of in tight today because I want you to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, we're going to make little daisy earrings. So I came across the Sculpey after the sisters had done some earrings with the Liquid Sculpey. Ugh, tongue twister today. This was on sale, so I thought, oh, I'll give it a try. So this one came in a 3-pack, and I didn't care the colors because I thought, well, just to play around, but they're actually kind of fun. The center I did in the metallic. This is like a bronze, this is a rose gold, and then this is just a blue, and I think it's got a little bit of shimmer in there too. You can also use the mica powders with this. I'm just going to have a day today, aren't I? Trying to speak English. And English is my only language, just some days are harder than others. So you can use the mica powders where you brush it in the mold and then put in whatever resin or the Sculpey into it, and then it'll adhere. Or you can powder it afterwards too. So, and just a reminder that the molds can be used in little bits and pieces. Just because you have a whole strip doesn't mean you have to use it that way. And that's what we're going to do today. So we're just going to put a little bit, and this is kind of thick stuff. Also, I have the oven already turned on to 275. And I say if it's under a 1/4 inch thick, you bake it for 15 minutes. If it's thicker, then you do it for a ½ an hour. I just realized this isn't the color I wanted to do on the inside of those flowers, but that's okay. Luckily we got lots of daisies. And yes, I'm making a mess, but I've got some toothpicks that I'm going to use to clean it up. So on my original, I did the bronze in the center. So we'll just do it in reverse. So what I was saying about using the whole mold, you just look at the different shapes. I mean, you could do an earring just out of this. I was trying to look at this one too. I think you could work on that somehow, or just the swirls. Don't have to use the whole thing. So we're going to clean up this, and I'm hoping it'll work with the toothpick. I should have grabbed a paper towel. I'm in my kitchen today since I have the oven in here and not one out in the shed. So so that's working pretty good to clean up. The first batch I did, I'll just show it to you. I didn't clean up the edges because I was just going to see how it worked, see if I even liked it. And so you could intentionally, put some of a secondary color in here, or you could do like little flecks of it so it kind of looks like the creases or the center of the flower a little bit more. All right, looks pretty good. There's still a little bit there. Let me see. Got a flat edge toothpick. Let's see if that works better. Yeah, it actually does. All right. Now we're going to take our secondary color the blue seems to be a little bit runnier than the gold, or the metallic colors, I guess. So I'm just kind of eyeballing the edges of just the flower. And if you do make a mistake, you can just take your toothpick, clean it up. Kind of making a mess on the tip of this, but that's okay. And you can also use your toothpick to kind of help you get to your edges. Okay, now I'm going to change, let's see, I'll do the bonds and have the pink center and see how that turns out. You should be able to get quite a bit of different pieces from 3 bottles of this. So it's not super cheap, but it's also not super expensive. This was on sale. I think it's normally like $10 for the box. These were probably discontinued color combinations. I'm going to stop there. I'll finish filling this in. You don't have to watch me fill them all in. And then we'll pop them into the oven. And I'll be right back. So I just put these in the oven, and I thought I better show you so that you can see I did put in the entire mold. And I did not put it on a rack. I just went ahead and put it right into the oven like that. The other thing is to spin your mold around when you're filling it. That way you're making sure you're getting every corner of the mold, and just using the toothpick kind of to move it around. So spin your mold a little bit as you're putting the product in. All right, we'll see when they're done. Okay, so they're out of the oven, and the mold is warm when you take them out of the oven, but it's not like super hot. But still be careful, use a hot pad, and then they should just pop right out. And if you have any little extra, overrun, you can just take your fingernail. I actually have a little bit of an air bubble in this one, but you can just take like your fingernail and kind of scrape it off. Oh, the blue ones are so sweet. That's one of the copper ones with the pink center, which actually turned out pretty cute too. All right, so let's set those aside. And now we want to make holes in them so we can put the wires through. So I'm going to actually make 2 holes because I'm also going to make it hang something from the bottom. So I'm just using an opened up paper clip, and I'm just going to center that and push it through. Now I'm going to go on the back side, try to find the hole because I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Actually, I thought I saw it. I actually have a really good tool for this too. But either this or a T-pin would also work well. You just need it a little bit on the thick side. I bought this tool a long time ago. It's a little tiny file, and it works really well for pushing through and just kind of sanding the edges or filing the edges a little bit. Now I'll go back to this because this is probably what most of you have. So now I'm going to do one on the bottom. So I did that on the top petal, and then there's this little underneath petal, so I'm going to do it there. No, I think I'm going to. It's time for some new readers. I can't see. And just kind of wiggle it through. The stuff is still very pliable. Matter of fact, I don't think it completely hardens up. Actually, if I use maybe the back side of this, use the edge just in case. Yep, I popped through. Oh, that actually worked pretty slick. Then go on the back. Go through, and you can kind of stretch it a smidge, you know, just kind of move it around. Be careful not to stretch it past the edge and break it. So there's one. That works really well, just saying. And you can't even see that I pushed it through on the mold. All right. I do have a tool also that puts holes into metal findings. I don't know if, do I have it here? It's this. You can get these at Michael's. I don't know if Hobby Lobby has them. You can order them online. But basically it's a, I don't know if you can see that, but it punches a hole into metal, and it would work probably really well on this too. But unless you're going into production, you don't really need to buy all these specialty tools, but I thought I'd show them to you since I had them available here to show. So, got the two holes in there. I'm going to go ahead and just use this as my backdrop. And then I have some hooks. And then I'm going to add a little bobble at the bottom. So this is what I had. And I just put it onto a little T-pin. And what I'm going to do is I have these little round tip pliers. And you can get these T-pins in all kinds of lengths. Usually I would have... I do have longer ones if you're going to buy them. That way you can make longer ones or shorter ones or whatever size. Normally, I'd put my finger here like this and kind of measure up. And then I'd cut with my wire cutters. If these were longer, just snip them. And then take these and I put them at the top of the wire, like that. And then you're going to hold it in place and you're going to spin it around. And when you get spun around, then you're going to take your pliers and you're going to put it at the bottom by the bead, and you're just going to hold it and you're going to pull that back. And then that makes the little kind of J. And then you can just feed that through. And then you close it up. And there you go. And then to put the wires on, these you do a little different. So instead of, a lot of people open up the wire, they open it up this way. You actually just want to twist it. The reason being, I got the opening on the right side of these? Should be. It'll be easier to close up. Once you Actually, I think these are backwards. Huh. Let me see here quick. Huh, it is backwards. Okay. So, if you open it up, it's hard to get it into a round shape afterwards. So if you just twist that like that, then you keep the shape, but yet, well, then you close it back up and it makes it really easy. If my pliers would work, I'm going to grab another set of these. So if you want to do the little baubles, you would need to get a set of the round tip pliers. I like the ones with the springs. They don't cost so much more. Matter of fact, you can get the set with, you know, a whole set of pliers. But I do like the springs because it's easier on your hands over time. This is a different kind of spring here. And then you just twist it and you're done. Pretty cute. So let's do one of the blue ones. I've got this little guy set up for the blue, and they're little teardrops. That's not the same one. Let's see, what was I going to do here? What would be cute? Yeah, let's do the teardrop. So, got a teardrop little bead here, and I personally like to put a little top bead as opposed to just having a bead and then that be it. I like to finish it off. To me, it gives it a finished look. There we go. Is that the same? No, I did it again. That was the wrong bead. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. So let's punch holes. I don't think I'd do this, use the backing of this if I was using a T-pin, because then it's a sharp edge, but it seems to be healing up quite nicely when I'm using the blunt end of this paper clip. And I actually am using a pretty thick paper clip. I had a bigger one, which was working so much better. I don't know what happened to it. I moved it somewhere when I was clearing the area to take these out of the oven, and just up and disappeared. And you can see the little core pops out really nicely too. So you're not having to mess with that. So I do recommend, if you have a bigger paper clip than this, it's easier, because I don't know, the older I get, the harder time I have with my hands and my eyesight, as I'm trying to do this braille. There we go. Perfect. All right. So these, if I can pick them up, is that going to be too long? It's a little bit long. I think I might just go ahead and leave that on the long side and just go up my plier a little bit so that the loop is bigger. Turn and then back it off. Also, I mentioned earlier about the Mecha powders. If you're interested in knowing about those, I have done other mold videos talking about those powders. So you can go to one of my older videos if you want to know more about how to use the powders. with, it's shown with resin, but the ideas are the same. All right. So there's that little guy. I think they're sweet. The other thing that would be really cute is to like do a necklace. I think I'd want, you know, if you do like a silver or something like that, I think I'd want a silver center or some silver in there. Maybe it doesn't matter. But, you know, if you were to do like this with like 3 hanging off of a necklace, that would be super cute too. Anyway, if you're interested in any of these products, they're on our website at www.boutiquepaint.com. And thank you for joining me. Bye. So I'm going to do like they do these days at the end of the movie. I'm going to come back and give you a little teaser. After I turned off the camera, I had another set that I was kind of playing with. And this is from the Trimmings 2, or no, Trimmings 1. The earrings that I showed you is Trimmings 2. But isn't this cute? It just turned out stinking adorable, and it would be great on, you know, little pieces of furniture or dollhouse. That would be so much fun. Or the gingerbread challenge. That would be a fun piece. But this little guy, look at that. And that was, let's see if I can, right in there, that little set of flowers. But isn't that adorable? Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. Now you can go. Okay. Bye.